Hey there, how you going? Just a little update video on what's been going on in the workshop this week. Been pretty busy, as you can tell by the state of the workshop behind me. I'll have a bit of a clear up tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday, so I'll have a bit of a tidy up, and then it should all be neat and tidy again. Well, as I said, I've had a busy week, and also a busy week with deliveries that turn up. I've been waiting for stock, as in just basics, kind of like supplies. But the biggest thing that I've actually been waiting for is this. Some more AEBL stainless. Now, I don't know why, but for some reason, all the suppliers over here in Australia, they all seem to be out of stock of AEBL. Now, I mainly use 3mm. I've got some 4mm in stock still, so I didn't have to order any of that. But 3mm is obviously a popular size, but all the suppliers, none of them had any. And you know, when you contact them, ask them when they're going to get a shipment in, none of them got an idea of when it's going to be in. So I jumped on the old internet, and I managed to find some of these pieces. Now, it had to come all the way from the USA, so and I was kind of thinking it would be, I don't know, at least 2 or 3 weeks before I got it, but it was just over a week with FedEx from when I placed the order to me receiving it. Just over a week. So absolutely fantastic service. And it was from Gents. Is it upside down? Yeah, it probably is, isn't it? Don't know if you can see that. Gents. It's focused now. It says it right in the bottom of the corner there. Gents Supply in Oklahoma. So I've got 4 lengths, and this is their 1/8 by 2 inch by 3 foot. So I've got 4 lengths. I've already chopped one up. Did that yesterday. Cut them up, made some blanks. So I've got a couple of bushwoods there, 2 of the bushwoods, and one drover, and then two little bilbies. So I managed to get all these, so that's 5 blades out of 1 length. So pretty pleased with that, and get those drilled up, and hopefully get them heat treated up. I don't think I'll do them tomorrow. It'll probably be Monday now by the time I get around to heat treating those. But also came through the posts, we had some sheets of Kydex. We've got army green, black, and what's this one? Coyote brown. So that way I can get on and make some more of these little Kydex sheaths. And these are the little bindi knives. So I've managed to chop these out of the offcuts, and cool little knives. Just a handy little utility, nice and light, 59 grams all up with the sheath. So if you're going hiking or camping or whatever, you just need a little blade to take with you, then these are like a perfect companion. I don't normally make knives for myself. I end up making them, selling them, and then you never get, it's like the old tradies of doesn't matter what trade you do, if you're a plumber, or you're plumbing at your house is awful, or if you're I don't know, bricky, you've got walls that are falling down in your house. It's the same thing with a knife maker. Everyone else gets a nice knives, and I've just got all the old cheapies, cooking knives and that kind of stuff. So I had one of these, and I wasn't overly happy with the bevel grind on it. It was slightly just on the plunge line. It was a little bit kind of off there, and I just thought, no, I won't waste any more time trying to straighten it out. I'll keep that for myself, and that's what I've done. And it's been really handy when I'm out in the garden, cutting open bags of compost and stuff like that, and just like snipping off little branches on trees or on plants, just snip them off. It's been a really handy little knife. So if you're in the market for like a small neck knife, then I will put these on the website, and they're all in stainless steel. So this one is what have I got here? 4. They are in SF100 stainless steel, and hand rubbed flats, 600 grit on the flats. So they got that nice satin look. and Trizat A45, A60, A60 on the flats. And nice and sharp, nice sharp little blades. And all round handy little knife to have. I also had a delivery of some brass tubing and pins. So these are what I use for holding the handle scales on. So you've got solid brass pins, 6.35 solid brass, and you've got brass lanyard tube, stainless lanyard tube, and then these smaller tubes are for what I use to make my mosaic pins. And I think they're quarter inch tubing, 6.35 mil in metric. So what I've got is that. I've got this little star tube insert. Now that fits really nice and snug inside that tube, like that. And then I've got this extra thin little brass tube which fits inside the star, like that. So then you see that, then you get that whole, the little star. Is that going to focus? There you go, a little star mosaic pin. And then what I'll do is suck some black resin, epoxy resin, up through the tube with a little vacuum pump, and then plug one end, put them in the pressure pot, 60 psi for, I don't know, and I normally leave them overnight in there, and then that squeezes all the air bubbles out of the epoxy, and that's how I make my epoxy. That's how I make my mosaic pins. So that, I think, is it for bits and pieces. Oh, and actually, no, there was something else. This makes me laugh, actually. Now, with my grinder, I use 915. Hang on, I'll grab one of the belts. 915 by 50 millimeters. So that's that there. So 915 by 50. Now, I was on the internet, and I found it was either on Temu or AliExpress. There was a little not a website, but like an ad, or whatever, I can't remember, whatever you call them, and it was selling 3M Cubitron 2 belts, and the price of them was a pretty good price if you were buying like a certain amount of each grit. So I needed 240 grit, 120 and 80 grit, so I ordered 10 of each, and a fantastic price. And as in like the normal Temu thing, they take forever to get here, so like 2 or 3 weeks later they arrived, and this is what arrived. Let me go back as far as I can, get it in picture. That is what arrived. So 10 each of these, so 10 of 80s, 10 of 120s, and 10 of 240s. So I've got 30 belts this size. Now I don't even know what size grinder these are going to fit on. It's just ridiculous. I've measured them, and they're over 2 meters long. So whatever that is in metric, imperial, I don't know. But so I did try and do a return, and it was just so complicated, and in the end I just lost my patience, and I just gave up, and I said, I can't bother to send them back now. It's just ridiculous. I really can't waste any more time trying to do it. So, and then I was thinking, I wonder if I can actually cut them down and make some smaller belts, because they got like a join already in. That's how it comes, with a join there. So they are genuine 3M Cubitron 2 belts. So I did a bit of research on the internet, and people do seem to join them, and a lot of them overlap join them, and I didn't really want to do that, because then you might get a bit of like a belt bounce on the join, which is not what I wanted. So then I did a bit more research, and I found some of this, which is the same as this, like the joining, kind of like a reinforced joining tape. Now it's not sticky backed or anything like that, so you have to glue it on there. Now this is where a bit of trial and error came in, because again, I did a little bit more research, and a lot of people were saying, "Oh, just use epoxy," but for some reason it didn't really. It was okay if you're running the belts slow, but any time you sped the belts up, they tended to just break. So I've been trying lots of different things, and I've actually come up with what is it? This is what I've come up with, which is 60-second Loctite, not epoxy, Loctite like CA glue, like super glue, and it's an it says all purpose on there, and so far so good. So far so good. Fingers crossed. The belts are holding up. I've made a few here. These are ones that I've actually joined myself. As you can see there, looks pretty good. The joint's nice and strong, nice and flat. I made up like a little jig to hold them in, so like they're butted up nicely. And then you can put the glue on, put the little bit of blue tape on there, and then a plate with some silicon, what's called silicon paper wrapped around the plate. Put it on top, some G clamps, and squash it down, and then leave it for 10 minutes or whatever, and that's what you get. So far they're working pretty good. I haven't had any break yet. So from like a disaster, it's actually worked out pretty good, because now I can double the amount of belts that I've got, so I can get 2 from each one. So they're going to last me quite a long time. So, but it's just a little bit of work just to cut them down and glue them together. But I'm doing them in between jobs, so it's not so bad. Not so bad. So also I managed to finish the knife that I was in the previous video that I was drilling for the Loveless bolts. It was a video how to drill a tapered tang. Now I managed to get that one finished, plus the other one that I don't know if I can't remember whether that other one was in the video. It might have been just the blank, but I'll show you that knife now. And this one is it's the Bushwood. So this is my my version of like the Allen Wood Woodlaw knife, which is the knife that got me into knife making years back. And I just love this style. I think it's just such a cool looking knife. And obviously I've changed it slightly. It's not like an exact replica of the Woodlaw, but I've changed a little bit. Handle's a little bit wider and the blade's a little bit thicker. But I think I've gone all over that before in a previous video. But it's come out really nice. Really pleased with this one. And nice brown veg tan leather sheath, all hand stamped and then hand stitched, with a belt dropper on there with my little logo on the back. Stamps working really nicely. I'm so pleased with it. And if I could keep this knife, then I would. It's just I love it. It's such a cool looking knife, but I've got bills to pay, and I can't keep them all. So unfortunately, it's gonna go. So I will be putting this up on the website. So if you're interested in a nice bushcraft knife, then jump on there and place your order. So there we go. So we have got 4mm AEBL stainless steel, and this is curly birch handle, stabilized curly birch with the Loveless bolts, as in the previous video. That's what I was drilling for on this knife. And brass lanyard tube. This is tapered tang, as per the previous video. So 4mm down to 2mm. Is that going to focus? Down to 2mm. Slight apex there to the butt of the knife. And you've got the standard Coke bottle shape handle. And mirror polish all the way around. No grime marks. And overall, just a really nice knife. As I said, I wish I could keep it, but things are expensive at the moment, and obviously, being that I'm not out trucking anymore, and this is my day job, then need all the sales that I can get. So cool knife, really pleased with that one. So if you're interested, get on the website, have a look. There's a few more on there actually. Now I've been out now that I am full-time. I've had more time to actually make a few knives, so jump on there and have a look and see what you think. Second up is this is a Puko. Now again, bushcraft style sheath, hand stitched, and just a standard belt sheath. So it's such a cool looking knife, and I was asked to make another one for another guy, and that one went out last week. So when I made that one, I made two. This one is in 4mm, his was in 3. So I did pretty much exactly the same knife, but I added a lanyard tube to this one. He didn't want the lanyard tube on his, so so I put a little lanyard tube on there. And this is Karelian Birch from B Creations in Norway. I bought a few of his blocks of stabilised birch over the years, and very high quality stuff. Always got a nice grain pattern to it. And I think it just suits this knife so well. Black, just simple black liners, and the 4 brass pins. And again, this one is 4mm AEBL with a tapered tang. You can see that there, nicely tapered down to 2mm. And also what I've done with this, I've actually followed the taper with the handle and left it slightly wider at the front, just because obviously with Pukos you don't have any finger guard there to stop your hand from slipping up. So I kind of thought if I'm doing it more of a wedge shape and it's in your hand, there's less likelihood of it to actually slide and then cut yourself on the blade. But if you're into Pukos, then you know how to handle one, and that's just the way they are. Just a cool classic design. So again, this one will be on the website if you're interested in this. Jump on there and place your order again. So that's that. And I think that is around about it. Oh, actually, they are all nice and razor sharp. See, that takes off nice little slivers. And also, I've got a piece of hard she oak here. This West Australian she oak, and it carves into that nice and easy. So you can make yourself some nice little feather sticks. Get the idea. And still nice and sharp. So that's that one. And I think that is around about it for this video. Yeah, next week we'll be starting that next batch of knives, and I've actually got a few more which I've started as well, which was what have we got? Couple of sharks, and this is in some different AEBL. Hasn't got the same kind of finish as the other one. So that one, the other one was very smooth and shiny. This is a little bit more coarse looking, but yeah, a couple of sharks in 3mm, and I think that's around about it. So I'll be busy next week. Weather's finally started to cool down here in Perth. It's been a hot summer, not mega hot as in high, over 40 degrees. We were still kind of high 30s, but it's finally started to cool down. A little bit humid though still, but just makes knife making a little bit easier, especially when you've got the kiln going, and that's blaring out some heat, and obviously the heat from outside, and it's just it just makes it hard. But I'm not complaining. I'm loving the full-time knife making. It beats being out in the truck. So I'm very grateful to be able to work here in my little workshop and just create some knives that I love, like knives that I love the style of, and just the designs that just really catch my eye and I'm passionate about. So on that note, I shall say goodbye, and well, not goodbye, see you the next time, and stay safe out there, and thanks for watching. See ya.